Okay, it's recording. So it's funny because I'm actually going to talk very slightly about the whole God first, family second, business third. So it's funny that I'm a few minutes late because I was playing a game with my kids. So it should have gone quicker, but my husband decides to be sneaky and make everybody draw a bunch of extra cards. And then he won, of course. I was winning before that. Highly recommend, if you've never played the Bears and the Bees, not to be confused with the Birds and the Bees. Bears and Bees by Grandpa Beck's Games. Amazing family game. It's one of those family games like you can play with your kids, but you don't feel like you want to claw your eyeballs out because you're playing like Candyland for the 24th time. Or in my case, my daughter always wants to play Chutes and Ladders. Dumbest crap ever. Literally, you move, you go up, you go back. You go up, you go back. Like, there's no strategy at all. I do not like kids' games, but she's in the stage of like, she can play some family games. And I think we're growing out of the games where literally there's no strategy. You just count different spaces. That's all you do. One thing before we start, I don't know. Y'all, if you can unmute yourselves, or just kidding, mute yourselves, that would be awesome. Oh, here we go. Don't allow participants to unmute themselves. Didn't know that was an option. Now none of y'all can unmute yourself. I will put the link, I already put the link in all the group chats. So tomorrow, Ray is having like a big all-day training. Even if you're not available for all of it, go register. I put the link in all of the groups. It's completely free. It's because he's launching his new book. I think tomorrow is the launch day, I think. So I don't know if there's going to be a replay, but he did say everyone registered got like bonus trainings. So I'm assuming those are going to be emailed or something because they're not like live the day of. So you're getting some kind of free trainings just by registering, even if you cannot actually get on tomorrow. So I highly recommend registering. Savannah, I'm going to use you again if you don't mind. Can you get the link out of one of the chats and throw it in here for anyone who's not in my downline? And then this is something Savannah and Julie both asked me to talk about like a month ago, and it has taken this long because I planned on doing it, and then my mother-in-law came to town for a few weeks, and y'all know when extra people come, no matter how easy they are to like work around, it's still hard to work around. She is the sweetest, like easiest person to get along with, but just having anyone extra like kind of throws a wrench in the schedule. And not even a bad one. We had a lot of fun. But tonight I knew I was like, I need to get on and talk about this because it's been, what do you call it? Like coming, I guess. So I want to talk on how I actually train, but then I also want to talk on the psychology behind how I train. Because I enroll almost all of my distributors are strangers, other than talking to them about it works. So when that's the case, that's awesome. They're all in my cold market. So I know how to teach you guys to enroll people that you don't know. The downside of that is they have no emotional connection at all to you. So unless they get customers their first 1 or 2 days and they're just on fire, which most people aren't when they come into this, it's very much a learning curve. You're working with them. They have no reason to stay because they don't know you. It's not like you're their friend. So that is where getting really good at building community and training and that kind of stuff kind of has to come in. And you have to get really good at becoming their friend, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the business. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that. But just to show you what I'm talking about, since September 1st, I have signed 17 personally enrolled distributors. Only one of them I knew, and I didn't even know I knew her until after I signed her up. We switched to a new church like 6 months ago. This girl happens to go to the church, and that's how we became friends on Facebook, and she started following me on Instagram. She reached out on Instagram. We started talking. Her profile picture is not a picture of her face, and her name is obviously no one has their actual name on Facebook. So I had no idea who I was talking to until after I signed her up. She sent me a message on Facebook so I could send her the training. And I was like, oh, like I've seen her before. So but I have no, we're not friends. I don't have any connection with her. I just happen to go to the same church of like 250 people. So, and we're new, so we don't know anyone, but again, like they know us on Facebook, I guess. A lot of people knew us before we started going there because of my homeschool videos, because a lot of people at that church happen to homeschool, and those videos just kind of circulate. So that's one reason I am very picky with who I work with. And the biggest way that I'm picky is I brand myself. So when you're talking on Facebook, when you're putting posts up that don't have to do with the business, make sure you're putting stuff up that you're actually passionate about, because those are the kind of people that you're attracting to your Facebook, and those are the kind of people that are eventually going to join your team. So y'all know that follow me, and some of you are like, eye roll. Yes, we know. I can talk about homeschooling all day long. So for someone who doesn't have kids or doesn't like to teach or any of that stuff, like those people usually are not going to follow me. Okay, I'm not going to get like a super passionate, keto fitness blogger following me and interacting on my stuff, because it's not what I post about. And that's okay. I wouldn't really know what to talk to her when she joins. And that's not to say I don't sign people who don't homeschool, but most of them at least like my content enough so there's something about me that they like that I can relate to them with. The same with time management. I really like to talk about time management. I really like to talk about family. I really like to talk about ministry life, because that's something that Brett and I lived for so long. So all of those things I can relate to. And when someone comes and says, after they join, oh, I'm too busy, my husband and I, we teach Sunday school and visit the bus route. I'm like, dude, so did my husband and I totally get it. Like, let me show you how we work this into our life. I know, like, for example, Savannah is a dog mom. She talks about her dog. Someone joins me that is a dog mom talking about their dog all the time. I'm really going to have nothing to like comment on their stuff. Yeah, the dog's cute, but I don't care to see it more than once or twice, which is how a lot of people feel about my kid if they're not a mom. So it's the same thing. She's going to have people that are going to follow her that have dogs and like talking about dogs. And Penny, I don't know if she's on here. Same thing. I've seen a lot of pictures of her dog so far because I know she likes her dog. But there are people out there that love to share and see pictures of dogs. I am not one of those people. There's people out there that love to see kids' lessons and crafts. I am one of those people. Some of y'all, you purposely don't follow me because you don't like seeing that crap, and that's okay. So you get picky by what you're posting, because that's what's going to attract you. Even the funny posts, like usually when I post something funny, it has to do with my kid or homeschooling or ministry life or something to do with that. If you're a real passionate keto person, your funny stuff is probably going to have to do with a cheat day, or there was one that I saw said something about, you think you have a lot of discipline until you sit down to Texas Roadhouse rolls or something like that, or until you sit down to all you can eat chips and salsa, like something like that. Who is calling me? Delete. My husband talks a lot about like going to the gym and that kind of stuff, because that's what he's passionate about right now. He cares less about homeschooling, and nobody on his page cares about it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you purposely are cultivating the kind of people that you want to come to you. So if you're like, man, I wish people would come to me that had a better mindset, maybe take a look at your page, because sometimes when we share funny things, there's an underlying negativity under them that's attracting negative people. It might just be funny, but there's a such thing as a positive funny and a negative funny. If you don't know what I mean, take a look at a couple pages. Like, I share stuff on my page, funny, I would say pretty often. But I always make sure there's a positive spin on it. Like, it's never making fun of myself or stuff like, man, just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, like that kind of stuff is negative, but they put a funny spin on it. So you do have to watch out about that, because you can think, oh, it's just funny. But if that's all you're posting all the time, it's always negative funny. You always get negative people drawn to you. So just like the quote that I put up, the people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the same way with your new distributors. For so long, I worked so hard to get distributors, and I was like, oh, I got them. I can sit back and relax. No, when a distributor signs up, that's when the work starts. We make no money to sign up distributors, guys. If you're new on here and you didn't know that, No one made any money to sign you up. We're one of the few companies that don't pay to sign up distributors because, one, we don't ever want to be labeled as a pyramid scheme. Those get shut down. There's been several network marketing companies get shut down because they have more distributors than they do customers. That's a bad thing. One awesome thing about our comp plan, one awesome thing about our just structure, I guess, our customers always have better prices than the distributors do on the products, because we always want to have more customers who are not distributors than distributors. There is a joke that goes around about network marketing. Oh, the distributor is the customer. That's true. And I would say majority of MLMs. It's not true in ours, which is cool. And it also focuses you to focus on the positive, because sometimes I'll be like, man, that's not fair that they get the extra pick 2 or the extra pick 3 sale and we don't get that. But then I have to look at it like, okay. Oh, Annie, just put it on white or turn your light on and I'll come in there in a minute. Her night light is changing color. She didn't like it. She likes it white. But lost my train of thought. Dang kid. All the time too. But seriously, what was I saying? Oh, we don't ever want to be flip-flopped. So I'm okay with the customer getting a little bit better deal, because I have no reason to trick someone into becoming a distributor by saying, oh, if you become a distributor, you get an extra this % off. No, I don't want more distributors on my team than I want customers. I don't have any extra incentive at all to have somebody sign up as a distributor than I do a customer. If anything, we have the incentive the other way around. We are paid a little bit more on customers than we are distributors when you look at the grand scheme of things. Like, our promotions are based on volume, not just on get X amount of more distributors and you automatically rank up. There is one, I'm not going to name it, but there's one where every time they rank, they have to have so many new distributors also. So a lot of times these people will call friends around and say, hey, I just need 3 more distributors. They don't have to have any volume under them. They just have to have more distributors. So they get their friends to give them their socials. They buy the starter kit for them so they can get their rank. I'm really glad we don't have to do that, because I would probably have already quit. Yeah, Savannah's looking like, because we've talked, like, she knows the company I'm talking about, because it goes around in the church circle that I'm in. And I have people tell me, like, I'm so glad you haven't called me saying, hey, can I use your social and sign you up? I'll buy your stuff for you. Because there's no value in that. You're literally telling them, hey, I don't believe enough in my product or the business to like ask you to join. I'm just going to very much shortcut it and buy it for you, because I don't believe it'll actually work for you. I'm just going to give you the products. I just need a bonus. Like, I need, it's all about me. So you very much want to be thankful for some of the stuff that we look at, like, man, why did the customers get a little better deal on that than we do? Because we want customers. That's why. It's a good thing. Trust me. So what I do, and I got this idea from April, what I call it, but I've been doing this for a little bit. I wanted to do it for a while before rolling it out to y'all. I just put them on my list, but I love what she calls it. She calls it her BFF list. And at first, when I first started doing this, I was like, I feel like I'm wasting time, because not all of these people are really going to actually like work. And I think it was April, and then we're talking about it last night, how not all the people that you put all your time into, you're actually going to get fruit back from them. But you got to be okay with that. It's kind of like the karma thing. What goes around comes around. Like, you're putting it out, you're going to get fruit back from somebody. It just may not be those exact people. So what I do is, when someone joins, they are on my BFF list for the first 30 to 60 days. I'm not even kidding you. Now, at first, it starts out business. So like, I send them the first video, then, I literally talk to them every 2 to 3 days about something. So for example, if I reach out to a new person, I'm like, hey, did you get a chance to watch that first video? And they don't respond, or they say no, the next time I reach out is not going to be, hey, did you get a chance to watch that video yet? Because I'm not badgering them. That's not my job. My job at first is to build a relationship with them so they want to work the business. They have to believe in themselves enough to do this before I can push them into doing anything. And again, if you don't know these people, it's easier said than done for them to really believe that you believe in them, because they just look at it like, oh, she's getting paid for me being here, so she's being nice to me. Most new people don't realize you don't make a dime off of them. They automatically think, oh, she's getting paid. Now, obviously, once you start getting customers, yes, the company gives us a small bonus. So, for example, your customers, you get paid more than we get paid on them. Like if I'll use Amanda because she's brand new. If Amanda signs a distributor or a customer tomorrow, she gets paid 15% for a loyal customer, 40% for a retail customer. However, she signs a customer. The company also sends me a commission. I get 5 to 7 to 10% depending on, how new Amanda is. So I'm getting paid way less than she is, and rightfully so, because I'm not the one who did the work. Now, that's the bonus of building a sales team and helping people, like actually helping them make their own money. The company does give you a commission off of it. That's your job. Your job is to help them. But in a lot of MLMs, Amanda would sign somebody and get 5%, but I would get 40% off of it because I'm the upline. That, again, is where MLMs get a bad name because they automatically think, oh, all the people at the bottom don't make any money. All the work that they do, people at the top get paid on. Lori, don't come in here again. Okay, just turn your big light on. I'll come fix it when I'm done. Okay. She did exactly what I told her to, but she's got to come tell me. Y'all, she did not want to go to bed. That's what it is. She's like so tired. She's cranky, but she doesn't want to lay down because she knows she'll go to sleep right away. Oh, you gotta love having kids. This is why I do these at night because she should already be in bed. So what I do, like I said, if I message her, say, hey, did you watch the video? There's no response. Or she says no. The next time, so 1, 2, 3 days later, usually it's between 2 and 3 days. And I do this every single 2 to 3 day period for up to 60 days. Now I say up to, if they don't respond to anything, even personal stuff, 2 or 3 times of that, I'm going to stop following up with them for a while. Like I'm not wasting my time. But as long as they'll have a conversation with me about something personal, you're building relationship, you're building value. Eventually, they will start working. Eventually, you'll start seeing fruit, usually. So what I would do at that point, if they don't respond about watching the video, I go to their page, and obviously don't go back to August and do this because it's going to be extra creepy. But anything they posted within the last week about, like I'll find one post, take a screenshot, send it to them, and send them a voice message about it. Like, for example, one of the girls that's on the team that's new and she's just not ready to work this yet, and that's fine. She posted a video about a lady that pulled up to the gas cap and it was on the wrong side. She realized it, gets back in the car, pulls around, it's still on the wrong. She did this like 5 times and it's on the wrong side every single time. She could not figure out how to get her car turned around. And I was laughing my head off at this. So I sent this, I just took a screenshot, sent it to the girl. I was like, dude, this is freaking hilarious. It's like, I'd be lying if I said I haven't done this once. But I can honestly say I've never gotten in my car, turned around, and it's still been on the wrong side. Like, you got to be a special kind of special to do that 5 different times. And we just laughed about it. So, and that was my check-in for the day. Nothing about the business. You just want to make sure you're having the conversations. And then if there's like a special bonus released, like a product, send them a picture, be like, hey, no rush on doing the training. If you decided this isn't a good time for you right now, totally fine. Did want to let you know this product just came out. This is what it does. It's available for distributors and customers. Let me know if you want more information. Hey, we got a super cool contest going on right now. Like, you don't have to do this. Don't worry. But if you want to, we're doing XYZ. Here's the link. Anything, you're just building relationships, guys. Now, when you start this, you may find that you want to do that with some of your older distributors, which is what I did because I didn't do it in the beginning. So then I had a little bit more on my plate than if I just did it with new people as I'm going. But it's worth it because I'm seeing them grow as people. And it takes me all of maybe 30 minutes to check in with all of them. Like, you don't have to overthink this. This isn't something that takes a lot of time. You just sit down and you do it. Now what I do is, good, I'm glad. So everyone that joins, I will show you. Let me share my screen. Ooh, I'm going to see if my screen will share because I haven't updated it yet. And last time it really messed up on this. So we're gonna see. I think y'all can see my screen. Shows me that you can. So in my Facebook, on my saved list, which y'all all know how to get to this, under collections. So I do this for distributors too, or customers too. But so if I go down to, I have my customers, VIP. Don't worry about some of these because I didn't do them right. September distributors. These, I haven't updated my list, but these are the first 3 that signed in December. So all of my distributors are on a December customer or December distributor list, November distributor list, October distributor list, whatever distributor list. And what I do is once every 3 to 4 weeks, I'll just go down that list and like and comment on 2 or 3 of their posts. And then if there is something that I can like screenshot and send to them and actually talk to them about, I will. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes I'll check in. You just kind of feel the person at that point. And guys, I keep them on that list for a year because that's how long their account's active. Some people never end up working. I don't expunge a lot of extra time because what I do is, you know how our KPI list, you're supposed to interact on 10 people's posts every day? Those are the people I interact on. My current distributors and my current customers. Sometimes I'll do like very serious potentials as well, but I don't just interact on random people. I don't need to. Like I do host to post, so I'm not relying on the interaction to get people to come look at my page to get leads. My leads come from host to post, and I teach you all to get your leads from host to post. So your interaction time can be spent building relationships with distributors that you're wanting them to see your posts. And that's why you also need to be really good at sharing people's stories, sharing your own story, sharing your wins, posting funny stuff, lifestyle, like the whole 5-day posting schedule. So when your distributors that have joined but never did anything with the business are creeping you, because they do. I can't tell you how many people have come back 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and start working now. You know, I've been watching your page and I think it's the right time. If I never interact on them and I just give up on them after the first week, they never start working. So it sounds like a lot of extra work. I promise you it really isn't. It's stuff that you're doing all the time anyways, with the exception of the BFF list. That's a little bit extra, but again, it doesn't take that much time. And even if you're enrolling 7, 8, 9 distributors a month, like I said, it takes like 30 minutes to go through all of them for like the last 2 months. And you'll have people that weed themselves out and they just say, you know, I had one girl, she's like, you're kind of annoying. Don't message me anymore. She'd only been on my team for like a week and a half, hadn't done anything. And I was not saying anything about the business. I was literally building a relationship with her on her posts and her page. And she was just like, no, I'm done. And then she blocked me. I was like, okay, clearly someone didn't really want to make money. You thought it was a get rich quick scheme. Bye. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it'd be one thing if I was hounding you of like, how come you haven't done this? How come you haven't put an order in? How come you haven't done this? But when you're trying to just be friends with somebody, and I guarantee she was thinking, oh, this girl's being nice to me because she's getting paid. If I quit, she won't get paid anymore. I didn't get paid anyways. So joke's on you. I didn't make any money. But that's just kind of how it works. So any questions on the actual building relationship side? And then I'm going to get into how I actually do my training. So people who are working, this is the progression I kind of follow. Oh, and if you have a question, I don't know, raise your hand or something because you can't unmute yourself. Yeah, because I can unmute you. So if you have a question, just put me in a chat and I'll unmute you. So if you think of something later, you're welcome to. I can't see everybody, so we'll just do the whole me in the chat. I do want to take a real quick break. If everyone can turn their cameras on, I'm going to take a couple pictures and I'll put them in the VIP chat because Savannah's got to get her like glamour shot face going. All right. Smile. Ah, crap. Just kidding. I got to hit both buttons at once. Smile. Keep smiling because I don't know what screen you're on. Smile. Oh, what just happened? Okay. Like some of y'all just disappeared. I hope I'm not on all these screens because I only smiled on the one I saw myself. There'll be some extra ugly pictures otherwise. I think I am. I think I'm on all the screens when I take a thing, and I think I just messed up. Oh well. I'm cute in one of them. I just realized that's my face is like real close, and I'm like, I was like, ooh, that one's gonna be an ugly one if I'm in there. Like my up my nose. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm just gonna pray to Jesus that this works. And I'm going to show y'all my actual training progression and just kind of walk you through it. Most of you have already seen this, but I've talked to several y'all, and a few things haven't really clicked. So I want to actually walk you through how I do it. And then I'm going to show you a real life. Actually, Amanda's on here. So Amanda, I'm going to use you as an example in a minute because you've been showing up to everything and doing all the training. So you're a very easy one to walk through and say, this is what I actually told her. Like, I'm actually doing the stuff I'm telling you to do. Savannah, I've got my messenger pulled up. If at any time y'all can't see the screen because no one can unmute, can you text me? Because every once in a while my screen share has been messing up because I need to do the update on my iPad and I just haven't done it. Okay, so in the October, which is, you know, I'm really bad about updating this, guys. In the VIP training page, I'll change it to November, like a week before Christmas. In the units tab, so click on units. The very first one is new distributor training. This is literally a step-by-step what you need to do for your new distributors, but it does take a little bit of thinking as well because it does depend partially on the distributor you're training. Sometimes they're going to have extra questions and that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to walk you through exactly how I do it. This is like if my new distributor follows exactly what they're supposed to follow, this is what we end up doing and talking about. So first thing I do is send the video number 1 and I voice message. I tell them this is the first video. Do the action steps after you watch the video because the video explains them. And then do it as fast or as slow as you want. Like I'm not gonna, bug you if you aren't watching it fast enough. But at the same time, I don't want you waiting for me because I am just trying not to bug you. So you may be ready and you're waiting for me. And so your training is prolonged. Bug me. It's okay. So when they tell me they watched the first video, I don't just say, okay, here's number 2. This is where I say, okay, awesome. Did you have any issues downloading those 2 apps? Now, you don't want to be like, okay, did you do the action steps? Because they're like, nah, I just told you I did the video. You don't trust me? So when you're asking things like, did you have any issues doing this? You're still asking, did you do the action steps? Without saying, did you do the action steps? Make sense? Like you got to say in a way that's not belittling or demeaning, but you still need to find out, did they actually do the action steps? I can't tell you how many people, oh, what apps? Okay, rewatch the video, please. Like, I was like, oh, this says it in the video. It's easier for if you rewatch the video because it shows you how to do it. There's a couple things you want to take notes of in there. So you may want to schedule a time to watch it where you have 30 minutes to yourself that are quiet. Because it is important. Like, it talks about canceling the auto ship and stuff, guys. You don't want your new distributor getting stuck with $100 and whatever auto ship that they don't want just because they didn't take the time to actually watch the first video. So they tell me they did the thing. Then I ask, what book did you get? Again, a lot of times, oh, I didn't see the books. Okay, rewatch the video. Like, it's very important that you take these steps serious. And I am very hesitant to partner with anyone who's not willing to read. If they're not willing to read, they're not willing to grow, and they're not willing to think outside the box and take coaching. When someone comes back and says, oh, I don't have time to read, you don't have time not to read if you want to make money with this. I'm not saying you got to read a bunch. I read 5 pages a day, y'all. It literally takes me about 3 minutes to read 5 pages. I don't have a lot of time, and I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, but there's something different about actually reading versus just an audiobook. So once they do that, that's when I go ahead and tell them, and I just do a voice message. I tell them about the work Zooms that we do. I don't bombard them with all the different Zooms and trainings. I just tell them about the actual work Zooms. So right now we've got 3 a day, I think. And I just send a voice message and I say, hey, just let you know, we've got a couple work Zooms that we do. These are daily. You don't need to get on all of them. We do several, so you can get on 1 or 2 a week. I very much want to make sure they understand, don't get on all these Zooms. Now, if you want to and you can, do it, but don't feel like you're not doing much because you can't get on all the Zooms. And I tell them, we just work together. These aren't tasks or anything. You literally get on and you get connected to other people, like-minded. We're all working together. And it's also a great way to ask questions if you have questions that you're running into. So you get to know other people. And I sent them, the screenshots of the couple Zooms that we do. Right now, I've been sending them the ones that Janice runs in the morning, I run at night, Savannah runs at 1 o'clock, and Alicia runs at 1 o'clock on the off days from Savannah. So those are the ones that I kind of tell them about. And then, I'm waiting until I'm getting responses from this. So if I send, these are the Zooms, blah, blah, send a voice message, and I don't even get an okay or thanks, or I know they didn't listen to it yet, I'm not sending them the next step. I'm wanting to have an actual conversation. My goal is not to rush these people through 5 steps of training. That used to be my goal. Now, my goal is to make sure they're actually understanding all of these and they're getting all of the tools, and kind of meeting them where they are and how fast they want to work without overwhelming them. So then from there, I go ahead and send the link to the VIP page. I say, add yourself to this. Let me know when you do. As soon as they do, they get training part number 2. And guys, I send this whole thing, not just the video, like the action steps in the video both. As soon as they watch video number 2, that's when I go ahead and give them the giveaway post. And I'll show you that in a minute in someone else's chat. I give the giveaway post. I walk them through it. I give them, ask them what product they want to advertise. I very much am holding their hand every step of the way. And this is where sometimes we talk about screenshots as well. And other times I follow up a little later. I'm like, hey, I saw that your giveaway post got a lot of traction. Do me a favor, send me a screenshot of a few people that you asked to post for you. And then send me a screenshot of a few of those people that said yes. And then send me a screenshot of a few people that commented on the post. And I'm just going to walk through messages with them and be like, hey, this is why I would probably say this instead of this. And you very much are just teaching them as they're going. So 2 months down the road, they're doing all the things and not signing anybody. And you realize, probably something you're saying in Messenger, which is fine. If that's you and I'm working with you, because there's a few of y'all, it's fine. It's my fault because I should have trained you better in the beginning. But hindsight's 2020. Now we're going back and fixing some mistakes, and we're going to get you guys enrolling customers consistently. And a few of y'all already are. I'll shout out Alicia. I don't know if she's on here or not because I can't see everybody. But she's one that we tweaked a few things in Messenger, and boom, she started signing distributors. Now we're tweaking a few things in Messenger, and she's going to boom, start signing customers. So I promise you, just work one-on-one coaching with whoever signed you up. We will help you until it clicks. I don't care how long it takes. Savannah and I laughed because we were like the blind leading the blind when we started. But we both figured it out. It took a lot longer than it'll take y'all because you actually have coaching. But we did figure it out. So that goes to show you, even if you didn't get it real solid in the beginning, it's never too late to get it. My child, oh my goodness, go. I swear, y'all. I swear. She comes in here again, I'm probably going to push pause and go spank her. Like, you do not need to be in here right now. Train of thought, y'all, I promise. I'm real great at this. Okay, so I just make sure they know how to have a solid conversation. In other words, that's it. Solid conversation. Then that's where, again, we're not even to step 3 yet, guys, because we don't need to be. We're working on host to post and getting it so solid. Then I'm going to walk them through the 7-day host to post. We call it a reboot, but for new people, it's just getting them actually getting some posts up. The only time I don't do that is if their first giveaway post like blew up out of the water. They probably don't need to do a whole bunch right away because it's going to overwhelm them. So then I'm going to go ahead and give them a 5-day posting schedule. They're just going to learn like basic posting. But if most people, their first giveaway post gets like 5 or 6 comments. So they need to be doing that every few days so they can get in the habit of getting ads up. So again, it's not the same for everybody. You get to decide if you want to give them that, or if you want to wait and give them that when they have a little issues down the road getting people to post ads. And then once they watch that 7-day host to post reboot and they look through it, that's when I get on a Zoom with them one-on-one. And I just make sure they understand how to do everything on that list. That becomes their daily list for a little bit until they really get the hang of it. Now, most people, that's enough for a little bit. Get in the host to post, get in the ads. A few people, and Amanda was one of them, you'll see in the chat then I go through there in a minute. She was ready to like do more than the little 15-minute task list. So I went ahead and sent her the KPI one after that, and we talked through that. And then that's just one of those things that you can decide how much time you give someone at that point and how many Zooms you do and how much one-on-one coaching according to how much they're showing up. If you have someone who's not showing up to much, that's when you pull back a little bit and you build the relationship. If you have someone like Amanda who's showing up to everything, that's when you make sure all the bases are covered and you put a little bit more time into her. Billy's another one right now that I'm working real close with. And both Billys, the girl and the boy, not confusing at all. Trust me. I'll be talking to my husband like, oh, Billy did this. He's like, which Billy? I was like, oh crap, there's two of them. But they're both ones I'm coaching one-on-one, and pretty much they have 24-hour access to me because they're showing up on everything and I know they want it. So now we're working through screenshots and all the stuff that honestly should have been done in the beginning. And I just was not the best coach. So at this point, sometimes they ask about text replacement hacks, or if they get to this point and they haven't asked, I say, hey, here's an easy way to keep track of some things. And I send them the scripts and then the replacement thing. And then video 3 comes along in there. And that's when we talk about, what they're passionate about and a little bit about branding. And then video 4 and video 5 are kind of bonus ones because same thing. Those are not basic trainings anymore. Those are very much branding and goal setting and all awesome things, but they need to come after your distributor has a good grasp on host to post because they're not making you any money. 4 and 5 aren't making you any money. Those are more kind of just seeing what the business can offer and then maybe a little bit of, again, branding and like branching out and possibly getting sponsorships with other brands and that kind of stuff. So let me pull up Amanda because I'm going to go back and just show you literally everything I just told you to do. That's what we're doing. It's going to take a minute because my iPad loves to be slow when I am on Zoom. Try not to go too far because I don't want you guys to see her actual info. Oh wait. So seriously, stupid messenger. I will delete that or edit it out before I actually post this video. I know no one saw it for that 2 seconds, but I don't want it on a recording that can be like screen paused and stuff. So it says the first training video and the action steps. So there's the training video and the action steps for that. Then she asked me a few of the things, and that's when I realized, oh, I didn't tell her to watch the video first. I told her, watch the video. She was one that she went ahead on a few things, which was fine. And then I kind of told her, I was like, pause and let's make sure we get this first, and then we'll go on to the next one. She took the initiative, which is a good thing. If you have someone that does that, that's not a bad thing at all. Then I showed her the books that she had a question about the books. And then I went ahead and sent her the second video. So she did the second video and she was ready for the giveaway post. I literally gave her the post and said, let me know when you post it. And I told her in the voice message, just change your birthday to yours and not mine. She posted it. Then she told me what she picked for her auto ship. Usually I'll ask at that point, but she had already told me. I told her my husband loved it because Brett drinks it all the time. I would have told her about the work Zooms. She asked me for it though. So then I told her about the work Zooms. So then she told me she posted the giveaway. So I tell her, okay, everyone that comments, send this. And then I send a voice message explaining why you reply to people because it boosts the algorithm. I sent her the actual little post to send to people. And then I asked her, what product do you want to advertise? Now, here is, I pretty much let them advertise whatever they pick. Now, down the road, and Amanda and I haven't had this conversation yet, but if she's not getting a lot of comments on Host the Post, which is another training we're going to be doing soon, or just another question, not really a training, then I'm going to have her probably switch to hair, skin, and nails because that's the one that's blowing up right now. But in the beginning, I let them pick what they want to advertise because they're going to be excited about something. That's what you want them talking about if they can get comments on it. So I had to go find a Host the Post for Hydrate because guess what? I've never done that before. But I wasn't telling her like, oh, well, pick something that I know how to do. I know people do Hydrate, so I know it'll work. We just got to get it working. So I think Tina and Julie, I think, shared some of these like a long time ago. I literally searched in the team chats for some scripts for this. So they're not mine. Somebody made them up, but I just went and found them. And then I made sure it all made sense. I told her like what to post, what to have people post, made sure she knew to like have them tag her and all that stuff, what to send people that did comment. And then you're asking, does that make sense? Like every couple steps you're asking, do you have any questions? You're not assuming they know anything. So again, she was like, boom, boom, boom. Now this is where it got a little hazy because this day I was real tired. I sent her the KPI list when I shouldn't have. It was fine because it was her, but another brand new person might have overwhelmed them. Should have sent her the Host to Post refocus restart list. But because I sent her the KPI list and then she was trying to figure out who to send some messages to, we went ahead and talked about her warm market. If they don't get Host to Post to blow up right away, that's when I talk about the warm market. Like, hey, here is a message you can send to people you know. Here's a list of the people to message. We're just going to, tap into your warm market and see if that will help you get some more ads up. You know how they say all roads lead to home? All roads lead to Host to Post. My goal with them messaging their warm market is not to get customers. If they get customers, awesome. More often than not, friends and family will say no, which is fine. And then you can ask them to Host to Post. Most friends and family will post for you. I walked her through how to do like the reminders when they post. And again, this will be stuff that we're still talking about because this is kind of getting into the most recent. This was the 13th. We did a one-on-one Zoom once she watched the restart refocus. And then this is when I was like on the Zoom, I told her, I was like, hey, there's a way to make it so easy to respond back to people. I'm going to send you the scripts and I'm going to send you a video explaining how to do text replacement. And I think it's made it easier. I don't know. I haven't followed up with her yet. So Amanda, you can put in the chat if it made it easier or not. I don't know, but it should have. And then I went ahead and sent her the third video. And then she, again, they're asking questions, guys. This is the good thing. She asked how to answer people on the interactive post. Now, y'all know me. I don't answer anyone on my interactive post because I have like 200 and 300 comments on them. I'm not going to spend hours responding to people. But a new person trying to build their market, probably only going to get 10, 15, 20 comments. Why not respond back to them and have conversations with these people? Another question about the app. She couldn't get the video to work. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? Dude, that was so weird. It kicked me out of the Zoom, and when I logged back in, it said I wasn't the host anymore. And the host wouldn't let me unmute, which was me. Anyways, I don't know where I froze, but I think I was basically done. And it was recording the whole time still. I don't even know how that worked. If it kicked me out of Zoom and it's still recording. I don't know. Sometimes it just does that. But that's okay. So I think that was it though. Literally, like I said, this morning when I was talking to her, I noticed, and this is where you really have to just build relationships. You need to be on their page and like knowing what they're posting and talking to them. So I noticed when I went to her page this morning, she had shared a lot of videos, which we all did that mistake in the beginning when you share other people's posts. And so I just voice messaged her like, hey, what day are you on the 7-day posting thing? She said 4. I said, just a heads up. I know that I've noticed that you're sharing a lot of videos. You don't want to do that. Like you just want to post those 2 posts a day. Anytime you share something else, you're literally like replacing one of those posts in other people's news feeds. So you don't want to do that. So not everyone I would train on that because some people join and they don't share or post anything. So that's not a training I ever have to do with them. Then I have other people that join and they share and post 15 times a day and you have to reel them back. But the people that don't ever post, you have to get those people, talk them into basically like the importance of why you post every single day. So everybody's training is going to be a little bit different, but that's where you just really have to, again, build relationships and make friends and treat people like people instead of numbers. It's not a boom, I signed you up on to the next. It's boom, I signed you up. Now let me actually help you make money with this. And it's probably not going to be overnight. Most people I coach 30 to 60 days before they really get consistent at signing anybody. And that's why in my training, like before people join, not my training, my video, I tell people like, it's not a get rich quick program. This is something you work at, but it's my job to help you work at it. It does no good to either one of us if I sign you up and I don't help you actually make money with this, but it doesn't do any good for you to sign up. And if you haven't made money within the first week, you quit. Like I will partner with you and coach you and literally put as much time into it as you want, but I'm not going to, what do they call it? Beat a dead horse. Like I'm just not. Yeah, not just the number. You actually want your team to succeed. I'm going to unmute everybody. I think, let me look at the chat real quick. Okay, good. Jenna, I'm glad that this helped. This is something, like I said, I've been overcomplicating my training a lot, but at the same time, I haven't been doing a very good job with my training, which is weird. You would think if it's overcomplicated, I don't know what it's doing. It's telling everyone they can unmute, but.
Yeah, it asked me, it told me that you asked me to unmute.
Yeah, I just sent to everybody. So anybody that wants to unmute and ask questions, feel free. I do apologize with my kid coming in here 12 times tonight. That normally doesn't happen. Tonight's a special kind of special for mine. Normally she's very good about boundaries when it comes to this, but Savannah's texting me. I don't know what it's for. It's like, yeah, your kid's a brat. I know, I'm still recording. I figure if anyone had a question, I would answer it on here. That way, when people watch the recording, if they have the same question, it already got answered. So I don't think I see any questions. I'll wait just a couple more seconds and then we'll end this. I was trying to be done by 8 and it's 7:57 and I got on a few minutes late. So feeling pretty good about that. I got to go watch the